technique excepte at the Pronel temple. Imagine your heart as a temple, Nato Tepto, Enemy Cheming. Silent yet unbroken, even when storms have torn at its gates. Even when storms have torn at its gates. Nay is Hansen Schiffel, Shi Yan Ming. Even when shadows and toil. When shadow linger too long. Maybe. Thing Yan Ming. There is still a fire inside you. Shifu. Shi Yan Ming. Abuse tried to silence. Shifu Shi Yan Ming. Pain tried to bury it. But an empath spirit cannot be destroyed. It transformed. No. It transforms. Shifu Yan Ming. It rises, it heals. There are many paths. Sheepenen. You step many doors that open when you step into the healing journey. Step in the healing journey. Shifu, Shi Yan Ming. Is from Shifu Shiwang. Is a training ground. And Ming, and Engi. Striking like a monk striking the drum. Tiko. Laka. Shifu Shigeming. Warrior sharpening the blade. The first path is a way hai, and making. The first path is awakening. When you finally whisper to yourself. That moment when you finally whisper to yourself, to your bad dimension, for tip, we should avoid and desire. It's small. Cake, it is by mean, but it is the spark that it ignites tension, and it is the spark that ignites the mountain. The second is reclaiming your body. The second is reclaiming your body. Venusians Ming, Han abuse. Shi Yan Ming, abuse taught you to shrink. Pai is made in the shame. Shifu Shi Yan Ming, to carry shame in your skin. Healing teaches you to stand tall. Healing teaches you to stand tall, to breathe deeply, to feel full strength in every Ming, to feel Shi in every muscle. Shikime, a tiger, stretching like handsome stretching before the hunt. Happy pet boy. Faithful's pay. Amen. The third is forgiveness of yourself. Menek esefes haikia. Shi Yan Ming. You hold it like heavy chains. Ham cherry Ming. But those chains were never yours to carry. God is Sophie. Life if you live Ming. Letting penetration. Roting go feels like learning to fly. The fourth is boundaries. Strong. The fourth is boundaries. Strong, in, clear, unshakable. That is white empaths. Shall I example? We building boundaries is in water spilling everywhere, scattered, water spilling everywhere, scattered. Shi Yan Ming, lost. When you build your container, Pritpidam Swana, mixture Shinan. When you build your container, you become like a rushing river. Become like a rushing river, carving valleys. 是否是要命？Fifth is solitude. The fifth is solitude. My pain to sit in silence. Face the mirror. And to face the mirror is handsome shifu. Shi Yan Ming, to find peace in your own breath. My name is handsome Shifu Shi Yan Ming. Alone does not mean empty. Means whole. Sixth is trust reborn. The sixth is trust reborn. Shi Yan Ming. Trusting yourself. Trusting your Ming. Trusting your intuition. In that inner voice that once you silenced. It's in inner voice that once you silenced, Shifu Shi Yan Ming now becomes your compass. Why? Way at B. It points the way through the fog. And the way through the fog. Desi Shif Yan Ming. Fede. The seventh is anger transformed, not suppressed. Not suppressed, not ignored. Transformed. Anger becomes power. The higher Hamshifu Shi Yan Ming Fu. Determination. Mike would one say, Susum. Fire Ming, wanting the same fire that once consumed you. Heinzix, Shi Yan Ming, now forges you into steel. The eighth is comrade. The eighth passion. It is mean. The eighth should compassion without surrender. Shifin, Empath, mean. Empaths often bleed for others, giving until nothing remains. Giving until nothing remains, and just feels to mean. Healing teaches you that to learn teachiously, but wisely. Shageni Mengen, to give without breaking. Shi Yan Ming, to carry light without setting yourself. To carry light out without setting yourself on fire. Shifu Shi Yan Ming. And the ninth is freedom. The place where you no longer yourself by scars, right? And you no longer define layer. Not in yourself, you're no longer yourself. By say, they by the warrior spirit, that saving the hindered. But by the warrior spirit, that's where laughter returns. Shi Yan Ming, where joy is no longer borrowed, but fully yours. Where you no longer walk with what was member, when it is over the right vote, out male walk. Have sufficient meaning walk. Shifu Shi Yan Ming, but with the energy of what will be, is a strike of a Ming. Each path is a strike of the gong. 是有是的封面. Each path is a form, a movement. 是 Yan Ming, a meditation. Empaths heal. Narcissistic heal. Not in straight lines, in circles, rising higher within circles, rising higher with each turn. No wake, you felt deeply, you are not weak because you felt deeply. But you are strong because still feel. Because you still feel, you are strong because you still feel. 孩子父是延命, and yet you rise. My name, handsome fool, Shi Yan you fear. The abuse tried to train you in fear. Tweet that I, Gesell impore. Retracting. Shi you are retraining yourself in power. Sign to 100 mokening. Every tear, of cheater, water, the tater, for newspaper, no. Water to fall off the seed of your shed, of your soul. Walked the seed of your strength. Every sleepless night is fuel for your awakening. Why in the if you free every hams of the fuel for your awakening. A fairy, every wound, she's the cruddy mini, she's the crack where light enters, where wisdom grows. You're getting groovy. Unbreakable I use, hands for she. Me. Where did the unbreakable you take shape? You walk these 9 paths. And Yan Ming. When you walk these 9 paths, I'm going to submit to me. Ming, when you handsome step into each with courage, I know, Shifu, Shi Yan Ming, the Wu, nay is the Wu no longer sees the broken empath. Some Shifu, Shi Yan Ming. They see this the monk who has faced fire, the warrior who some Shifu, Shi Yan, and the warrior who has endured storms, like thin, who patter K, endurable, who carry the healer who carries boxcar and a sword. And the key, I'm the human being who has become unstoppable. Da Mei Hili is handsome, shifily injured. Or when begins with awakening. The moment an empath recognizes to Rai Ming, the moment it emphasizes their worth and chooses and chooses to rise now and abuse. And A is Han Samfu's Shi Yan Ming, Recre Theory Tradition. A re was ending the thing, Rene, proclaiming the body restore strength and dignity. And Remy, Shi Yan Ming, transforming shame. In the shifting into power and presence. Self, forgivenesses, isness, release, forgivenesses. The heavy self, a heavy chains of guilt in some else, are tempted. But assume that the way to recognize, wash up, shut up, freedom, and special method. Athens, one detectable foundations. First, one boundaries become shitable foundations. Chernenchi, the flow, scattered energy, turning focused, strength, and unstoppable life fringe, and unstoppable flow, and so anger is no longer suppressed, much like it. It is as it say, when tenant, bullshit, only it that is now transformed into fuel. Sharpening resilience and in sharpening resilience and igniting inner power. 水是yan Ming, 白的水. The journey leads to freedom. Empath, motivative, where scars no longer define the empath. Strength, define the empath. Strength, joy and unbreakable spirit. Joy and unbreakable spirit too. There comes a moment when the silence inside the man, the silence inside the empath is louder than the voice of the abuser. How the voice is the body, vibe, unlay, one of the Venus inside of me. When the lies you were forced to believe, a moment when the lies you were forced to believe that you are not enough, and are not enough. And say, bunch of is that your love is weakness, that your hand at the third end, bit to trim the bud, begin to but when crack it to trim bud begin to tremble and crack. Hey, Shi Yan Ming. Awakening is not always sudden, not always a dramatic shout of defiance, not always as dramatic a defiance of dicks or station always sharper to share. Sometimes it's just sometimes it is just a whisper. Shi Yan Ming, a whisper that says, deserve better. I deserve better. I was not born just aim at this pain. I was not born for this pain. Behind some Shifu, Shi Yan Ming. My story does not end here. And that research, Shifu Shi Yan Ming, and that whisper, those small, high-rating, there's over, carries the power of a thunderstorm waiting The wings I've been open, waiting to break open. So it break open the sky years. After Yan Ming, like a Ming, awakening feels like opening your eyes as walking eyes. After 2 years of walking in darkness, what can you do in your darkness? Worse. Yo Ming. At first the light hurts. Yung safety, you don't want to tell you support game. You want to put them game what to return to the familiar shadows. To return to the familiar shadows. Handsome Shifu. Shi Yan Ming. Shi. Even though they suffocate you. There's the sick. Shi Yan Ming. But the soul cannot unsee truth. Minion. I Shifu. Yan Ming. Once you catch a glimpse of your work, them even shaken, even for a second. Ochi, the journey begins. Don't multiple. Emopian, how weapons, they support peace numbers as spark that sets fire to the mountain. Set. The sun rolled on you once, don't the thought. The words, it's time to be in your love and no revolt. I think the day coming, man, I came, should give you in this beginning, first step that you feel about terror, this terror and fear, and said in the future state, freedom. Terror, because you'll never be the same. You know life will never be the same. Even anyone no longer better. You know time has never shared of I can't cage you, forced to find if you freedom, because you finally taste ability, the possibility, fee, without fee, it is possibility, without fear. Again, in there of walking without chains. My name is Handsome Shifu, Shi Yan Ming. This torping, where this is terpen free chigo, isn't it first layer? This is the moment of reclaiming your life force. Man, the raw pulse of your spirit, warn here, pulse of your spirit that no raw pulse will extinguish. The power has been now the time in a higher. The power next in the arch. The arch in the sure. Think of a monk striking the great Farim drum for the first time at dawn. Striking the great drum for the first time at dawn. They had when the sound, it causes sound the echoes through the temple. Hey, handsome, shaking walls, Shifu Shi Yan Ming, vibrating through bone, awakenness, and Yiming. Awakening is that sound inside you. Waiting, what him? Air cold so deep it cannot be ignored. 是抚恤，是验明 It does not ask politely. It demands. Shi Yan Ming. It demands that you rise, that you honor yourself, that you honor yourself. As a member, as vital you, not victim, but you warrior not as a victim, but as a warrior who is not a mother never as a victim like a must remember their name. I just obtained to serve YAN. This is why awakening matters most. Without it, handsome Shifu Shi Yan Ming, the journey cannot begin. With it, every scar, every wound, every tear becomes the evidence to break. If Shi Yan Ming comes the evidence that is of your strength. Shi Yan Ming. And once the spark is lit, the fire cannot be stopped. Fire cannot be stopped. Be stopped. And we know. Thank you. Shi Yan Ming. Oh, when yen. It will burn away illusion. Direction and truthful for the Pan Shifu Shi Yan Ming. And as the path will clear the path for everything that comes next. Reclaiming the body is not just about mint. Reclaiming the body is not just about movement. Handsome Shifu Yan Ming. It is about resurrection. Shisum Shifu Shi Yan Ming. Us abuse teaches the body to shrink. It aims to curl in on itself. My name is Harry Shifu Shi Yan Ming to Stuplo King.